Hello everyone, and welcome back to my channel. It's been a long time since I have made a video, and so I really wanted to make another one and show you guys what I've been up to lately. I've been really into making junk journals. Let me put this stuff off to the side because this is actually what we're going to be working on today. I'm going to put this off to the side and kind of show you what I've been doing lately. So this is a junk journal that I made. This is for sale right now in my eBay store, and I'll have a link to it down below so you can see it better on there if you're interested. And if you are interested, just contact me through email or message me or however you want to do it and let me know. I really want to get away from eBay eventually. They take a huge portion of the money. But anyway, I really like the lacy, grungy, old style. This one is just loaded full of fun ephemera and different places to jot down your little notes that you want. Lots of homemade little tags in here, but I just absolutely love doing stuff like this. This is a good little journaling card. So one of my favorite things to do, I don't like binding it together. I don't like really picking out the pages for it. I love decorating it. And one of my favorite things to do is I love making tabs and hidden paper clips for it. So you'll see all over that I got little tabs that are either sewn in or they're hidden paper clips throughout here, like that one. I love making hidden paper clips with cute little dangles hanging from it. And so these work really good because they're decorative, and so you don't even have to use it as a paper clip. You can just use it as decoration, but if you want to, let me get something out here. If you want to, you can definitely use it as a paper clip also and just stick a little piece of ephemera or, some sort of decoration, journaling cards or whatever you want underneath it. And so they're just so much fun to make. And that's probably really, the decorations and tags and hidden paper clips and all that stuff is my favorite part about junk journaling. And so that is what we're going to work on today. I'm going to close this back up. And these are a couple little sample pieces that I was playing around with, trying to do a little bit of a different style. They are collaged with, this is fabric, and then just some old music, some of the old, those photo strips from Tim Holtz. And then they just have a little bit of scrap paper on the back, and then some little dangles hanging from the side just to kind of dress it up. And then with these, you can put it in your junk journal either on the side, like this. And then you can change the photo and have it go up and down, or you can just have it up top. And then it just makes a really pretty tab in your journal with a cute little dangle hanging from the side. So let me close that back up again. So some of the other tabs that I've made are like this, and you don't always have to have dangles hanging from it. Like these. You can just have it collaged and not have the dangle, and just have it be just a regular hidden paper clip like that. I like the dangles because I just think that it adds to the journals. And so I started making some of these bigger ones, and I really like the way that those have turned out. So that's what we are doing. I usually start by just using some scrap, cardstock that I have. And this is just some old Halloween stuff that I never used, that I went ahead and cut. And as you can see, because they're different sizes, I don't ever measure anything. I just cut. But if you would like to know some measurements, let's see, this one It's a little bit smaller. That might be too small for that. Actually, I think that one will work good. And put those kind of off to the side. And you just need to fold it to where it's big enough that you can get your stuff on that you want to put on it. If you want to make it even a longer one and use a bigger paper clip inside, that would work too. I just use the regular smaller sized paper clips for these. So if you want to know measurements, this is, we'll unfold it. This one measures about 7 1/4 inches long and right at 2 1/2 inches wide. So we'll fold it over, and that will be the outside of it. These are going to be used for the inside, but I always decorate the outside first, because once you have the paper clip on the inside, it gets a little bulky, and so it's kind of hard to get everything on and press down like you want. Plus, I always like to finalize things with some stitches with my sewing machine. So it just makes it a lot easier like that. So you will need cardstock, 2 different sizes. Whatever cardstock you have, cardstock will work the best because you want something a little bit thicker. And then you need whatever you want to decorate with. If you, if it's like old, music, book pages, any kind of ephemera that you want to put on it. So I always use just a glue stick for lightweight papers to go on these, like music or book pages. If it's cardstock I'm attaching to it, then I'll use a heavier glue. I like this one right here, Art Glitter glue. And then if you want to do the dangle, you'll need a hole punch. And I use these old buttons. These are just some old vintage. You can still buy buttons. It doesn't have to be just like this, but ones that, let me zoom in on this. You can see ones that are kind of like that, that have the little ring like that, so that when you put it through the hole, you can attach a jump ring to it, and then your whatever you want to hang from it. This is just part of a necklace, and then a bead that I got from Hobby Lobby. Some of this, I got these Tim Holtz distress inks that we'll use. I'm trying to use off these smaller ones. I've had these for a couple years. They just last forever and ever. And then I always like to round the corners, so I have a corner rounder, and then just a pair of scissors. All right, so let's get started. So this is going to be the outside. Let me move some of this stuff off a bit. All right. All right, so this is going to be the outside. I like to first kind of figure out what picture I want to put on it, because a lot of times I like to kind of match the background with the picture. So let's see. I like the ones that have a lot of color, like this one. This one right here, you can see there is some orange right here on her shirt, and the baby looks like maybe it's wearing a blue bonnet and maybe a blue jacket of some sort. So we can decorate the back of that with a little bit of blue and maybe some orange. So I am just going to cut this down a little bit more. It's spring break as I'm recording this. Whoops. And so my boys are home. They are 13 and 10. Well, the 10-year-old will be 11 next month. But they are upstairs. And one of my 13-year-old's bedroom is right above me in the basement. And so if you hear anything, any crazy sounds or anything, that's him. He also likes making YouTube videos. I think that is going to be perfect. So also, if you want to do it on the side, you can just go this way with it. This one, I think we'll just do it up at the top. So let's go ahead and get some paper, and we can cover the outside of it. All right, so I just picked out some blue paper and some music in this one because it's got a little bit of this pinkish orange in it that I think will look good with the picture. And so I'm just going to cover the whole thing to start with in this. And so let's see about how big we need. I'm just going to do a couple little cut lines here so I know. And I never worry about things being perfect. I just do. And plus, it's supposed to look old and primitive, and nothing looks perfect if it's super old. Which is probably why I like doing old primitive stuff, because I can just be kind of sloppy with it. All right, so because this is super, super light paper, I am just going to cover this with my glue stick. I'm going to start with this one side and get that pushed down. I'm going to actually flip it over just so I can make sure that I get it on there somewhat straight. There we go. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and do this bottom part. Lift that back a little. All right. There we go. Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and fold that right there on that crease. That way we can get that crease set in there. And then I'm just going to cut around the edges. So what is everyone's favorite thing to make? If it's junk journaling, do you like to do more of the old vintage lacy look, or do you like to do more of the nice clean look? There is so many different styles out there. I just have always been drawn to this old vintage style. Okay. Now, and I don't worry about things being a little off center because I am going to trim it again at the end, and then I can make sure everything's straight. All right, let's see. I think we'll do this for the front, and I am just going to leave this like that for the back. I'm going to go ahead and get out my distress ink and go around the edges back here. I like to come up here and just do a little bit. I am going to round the corners. Let me see. Yep, I think I like the writing on the back like that. I think that's going to look really good. All right, so now we got to decide how we want to put the papers on the front. I do want to leave some of this showing because I think that is going to look really good with this background. So I am just going to rip some of this. So we'll do, let's see, if we want part of the picture maybe being covered a little bit and have that kind of come up. Kind of like, let's see, maybe a little bit. What do we think of like that? And then maybe just some of the music under here. I just kind of like playing around and seeing what looks good. And if I don't like it, then I can redo it and try something else. Let's see how that one is going to look. I think that is going to look really good. So let me go ahead and get some of these edges darkened a little bit. And if you don't like the super grungy look and you like things to look a little bit more cleaner, that is fine too. You just do this however you want to do it. Let's go ahead. I'm going to open this just so that I don't glue it together accidentally. I'm just going to go ahead and get some glue on this bottom part. I think we'll go about right here. That way that little corner down here will come through. Let's see, I did want to go on top of that. Let's see. That's going to come up too high, so let me do that. Okay. I guess we can go ahead and we'll go ahead and glue her into place. Because these corners are going to be rounded, I think I always round the corners on the fold line too. So to make it easier, I'm just going to round this corner and this corner of the picture. That way, when it comes to rounding this whole thing, I don't have to go through a lot of paper. So there's that one and that one there. Yep. And then we'll use the heavier glue here. I didn't have it. Oh, good. I didn't have the my little stopper on it. I was afraid that it was going to be dried up in the cap. Whoops. All right. Go ahead and bend that down. Just like that. Wipe that glue off. That doesn't really matter. Oh my goodness. Did you see what I did? I tell you what. I wanted to go on it. So when I sew them, I've been like on this one, I sewed around the outside, and then I also put a stitch just down here on the bottom part of the photo. That way the photo's down there really good. So I'm going to end up and sew across there. All right. And let me see how I wanted to have a little bit of that shining through, but I don't remember how I wanted to lay this. I think that is going to be fine. So comment below with what your guys' plans are during spring break. Is your spring break already over? Did yours just start? Today is Friday, March 20th, and it is the first day of spring. I am just so excited because starting in, oh gosh, probably January, I start counting down the days until May 1st, because May 1st is when we open up our pool. We have a above ground pool in the backyard, and it is my favorite place. I love, love, love my pool. I just going out there and just floating around, getting that vitamin D. It always makes me feel so good. All right, how do we feel about that so far? I think that's pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and use my paper trimmer and get all the lines completely straight so that nothing is wonky. And then we can round the edges and go ahead and grunge up the outside of it. But as far as the base goes, I think we're done except for decorating it with what we want to decorate it with. All right, I got everything cut and lines are straight now. So I'm going to go ahead and use my corner rounder and round these corners of it. And you don't have to do this. I just like the way that it looks sometimes. And the top one, I think it just gives it a good finished look. If I can get that in there. I couldn't quite get it in there to get that corner. So I had to cut off the side a little bit more, and so where I had rounded the picture at, you can't really tell that much. So I'm just going to go in by hand and round that down. There we go. And then we are going to ink it up. I'm going to go around it again. I think the back, maybe just a little bit more on this side. Okay. There we go. That looks good. All right, so we can do a tab on it. Like these have these tabs that I think look really good. And that way also it kind of sticks up. And then if you want to mark something important in your junk journal, you can use these. And that way you know where that page is that you're looking for. So let's see. I have a few that I went ahead and cut out earlier. I think we'll do this one. And if you're not going to do the dangle, let me zoom in on this a little bit. If you are not going to do the dangle, you can always just put the tab off to the side. I just like to do the dangle. And so probably come about right here on it. And I think I might actually, just to make this, because these are kind of flimsy, I think we will go ahead and just use this piece of cardstock paper I have right here. And I'm going to glue it on that. So I'll just glue that onto this paper just to make it a little bit thicker. I'm going to let that dry a little bit before I cut it. And we'll go ahead and do the hole punch on this. Let's see, about right there. We can go around that with some of this distress ink too. All right, and we'll get this cut. I probably should have glued that onto a piece of cardstock. It would have made it a little bit, I should have glued that on a piece of cardstock. It would have made it a little bit thicker, but at least this does help a little bit. Okay. I think I might round the corners if I can get it in there. I just really like rounding the corners of things. I just think it makes it have a really good finished look. It's all just personal preference, whatever you like the best. Okay. And then we'll leave it straight on the edge. As you can see, it's not exactly straight. So I'll recut that. That's what happens when you don't, when you just kind of free for all everything and you don't try and, I should use my I should use my paper cutter. I think I'm going to come over a little more. I should use my paper cutter probably a little more often. There we go. Let's see if I can get that a little straighter. There. See? Who needs a paper cutter anyway? Okay. Oh my goodness, that is so cute. Let's see. I feel like we need more on this. Like maybe a round, something round right here. That's what we need. Let me see if I can find something. I got so much, like different containers with stuff in it. I think this is all like my plants and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know if I got any round. Let's see, any of this stuff. Well, a lot of this is stuff that I've bought that's Tim Holtz or what's that other brand at Hobby Lobby? Paper something. A lot of this is that, Or I buy a lot of things from people on Etsy, like digital downloads. Let's see, how is that going to work? Is this going to be too small? Like if we just put it maybe down here in the corner, then I feel like we can do that, but then I feel like it almost needs something else too. But I like this. I think that down there in the corner is going to look good. This is a little bit thicker paper, so I am going to use this glue. Whoa. I'm just throwing my stuff around. All right, right down like that. Okay. I got those strips from, I think it's probably Tim Holtz. These strips that you can use. I got, you can use to put a nice pretty trim on stuff. Some is thinner. Let's see, that one's kind of too pale pink. That one's like some paper that's been cut. Ooh, hey, how about this one? What do we think of that? The background is just really white. Now, if I go, I don't know. You know, I don't know. I don't think it needs that. I feel like it needs something else on here. Let me dig around for a little bit and see what I can find. These also, these little collage strips, I absolutely love. I can always find something good to go on there. What do we think? Do we see anything in there that has kind of some of the same colors? I was looking at this. I don't know if that's going to be, yeah, it's going to be too much of the same blue. Let me see. And I am trying to organize my craft room, and so I got another container that has a bunch of little bits in it, and I have no clue where it is right now. Let's see if we can find something that kind of has some of the same colors, but I don't think it's, if we put it maybe, I don't know, maybe it needs to be a little bigger. I am so just picky sometimes about things. It's really just how do I think it all looks together. Is it a little wonky looking? What do we think, people? I think that right there. That way you can still see the music. All right, that's what we'll do. Get my glue back out. Oops. So I put some, it's supposed to be like 90 degrees today where I live. And so I put some fake tanner on. And I don't know how I did it, but I think I might have palmed the mitt, like put my hand down on the mitt, and then, yeah. So I'm just kind of a mess, people. Then it always takes, I put it on my face. Some people don't put fake tanner on their face. They use a special tanner for faces, but I just use what I got. And it always takes so well on my face, so I always tease my boys and tell them that my face took a vacation to the Bahamas. The rest of my body has yet to go. All right. I think that looks really, really good. What do we think? I think I am super, super happy with that. Now, another thing too, when you do this, if you do want to double the paper on it, you can just double the paper, but don't glue the bottom part, and then slide it over to where you still have part of that tab on the back as well, or do this and put another piece of paper on the back. That'll make it more sturdy. For me, I'm just going to do this. Let me see with my other ones. I don't know if oh, these don't have the tab sticking up on those. All right, so now I am going to go ahead and we're just going to sew around this. I got my blue thread in, which is my perfect, so I'm going to sew around that, and then we'll add our dangle. Well, we'll do the paper clip inside first. Nope. All right, I went ahead and stitched. I don't know if I like the dark blue coming across like that and then nothing coming down here, but I think it'll be fine. Now you can leave the strings on here. A lot of times I'll leave them on and just cut them a little bit, but for this one I think we'll just keep it a little bit cleaner. My journals always have a lot of loose threads hanging from it. I just usually trim them a bit. There we go. These scissors are very dull. All right, so that is the outside. Now we're going to go ahead and get the paper clip on the inside. So this is the paper for it. And with this, you just want to do it a little bit smaller than this piece. So let's see. I think that'll be good. I may trim off just a little bit on the side. And then I will round the edges of this if you want to know measurements. Whoops, wrong way. This is, in total, 2 inches, almost 2 inches, about almost 2 inches wide and about 5.5 inches long. I'm going to go ahead and round the corners. I don't round them on the top when it goes inside. I do round it along the bottom. And it's okay if you cut it a little uneven, it's not even going to show. I do want to go ahead and distress it though, because you will be able to see just a little bit of it, but you know me, perfection is not the name of my game. There we go. I'll show you. When you get done with it, you'll be able to see just a little bit of the inside, not much. All right, so you got your piece that's going to go on the inside, and you're going to grab your paper clip and you just put it on at the fold and keep it in the middle. Just like that. And when you glue, you're going to glue all around here. Come down almost to the bottom, not quite though, because you don't want to glue it together, okay? And then you'll just do one side first, and then we're going to put it face down like that, and then we can do the other side. Let's see if my glue gun is heated up enough. Oh my. It's I lay it, I need some sort of a mat. I lay it on paper and it just, yeah, look at this thing. You can see layers and layers of paper. Look at that. Oh my goodness. My glue guns are always so disgusting. But you know what? It works, and that's all that matters. All right, so hopefully it got heated up enough. And like I said, that is going to go glue side down. You're going to go almost to the bottom, not quite. Just like that. Make sure that gets pressed down good. And then we can go ahead and do the same thing on this side. Oops, I accidentally glued a little bit on that paper clip, but it really shouldn't matter. I'm gonna go ahead and press that down really good. All right, Now, make sure that it's not glued shut, and it's not. And mine, a lot of times for like these longer ones, sometimes they're kind of a little bit looser like this, which I really don't care. Once you get it on your page, it'll still hold stuff. You can do the longer paper clips inside if you want it to be a tighter hold, but for me, I really use them mostly for decoration in my journals. All right, so that part is done. Now we can work on the dangle, and I got a lot of beads. I like to get old necklaces and jewelry from thrift stores and garage sales and take it apart. A lot of this stuff in here is from Hobby Lobby. Let's see. I love these. I wonder if maybe just keeping, let me zoom in on this, you can see what I'm doing here. I'm wondering about just keeping this chain, because that way we don't have to add a bunch of jump rings or extra chains. And then that can hang off. And we'll use this one because this one's got a little bit, the gemstones around are kind of a pinkish color. And the center's blue, so I think that is going to match really good. And we'll just take off this red one. So let me do that real quick. And then I also went ahead and just cut off the ring down here at the bottom that they have. You can leave that on and attach a little charm or whatever you want to do. For mine, I just wanted to have more of a finished look on the bottom. So, and you know what? I might even hook it in the jump ring to where that kind of hangs over a little bit on the side. I think that will look good. All right, so now we got to figure out which button we want to do in that. All right, I found this super cute ladybug. I think that is going to be perfect to use with that. Let me see if it will. Yep. Oh my goodness. That is going to be so cute. All right, now we just need to get our jump rings out. I got some gold ones that we can use for it. Okay, all right, so let me go ahead and get a jump ring, and we'll go ahead and just open it up. Some of these are tougher than others to open. I'm gonna put that just like that. You hook your jump ring through the hole, and then you take whatever you want to dangle from. I'm going to go not quite to the end because I want some of that extra hanging over. So hopefully my hands are not in the way, and you saw how I did that. I just hooked this on to the jump ring, and then we close it. There we go. Let's see how it looks. Nope. How many takes is this going to be? Oh my goodness. How many times? Try it again. Okay, so we got our cute little button, and then you take your jump ring and you just put it through the hole of the button, just like that. And then because I want a little bit of that chain dangling down, I'm going to go in a little ways and then hook it. Let's see if I can close this without my other pair of pliers. We almost got it. Do we have it? I think we have it. All right. Oh my goodness. How do we like that, people? What do we think? That is so cute. I love everything about it. I think the ladybug is super cute. And then the gem matches it really well. Let's see how it looks inside of a journal. Get my junk journal out here. Let's see, we'll just do it right here. Oh, that is so cute. That is perfect. What do we think? Just like that. I love it. Love it. Love it. All right. Well, I think that is the end for today. So if you are interested in my junk journal, these I will also have available. If you are interested in this set of 3, I'll zoom in so you guys can see these a little better. If you're interested in this set of 3, just message me. And then I have lots and lots more junk journaling supplies, junk journal books. I love making tags. This is some of the tags that I made recently. I think there is 25 in this big set that I have for sale right now. These are very scrappy. They can be just tags to go in your journals. You can just paper clip them in. You can put some paper on the back of them and write on them for little journaling cards. You can even turn these into hidden paper clips. All you have to do is have a piece of paper like this, probably a thinner piece. I don't know if I got anything. Well, let's pretend like it's thinner, okay? And all you do is you can fold it in half. You put your paper clip on it and you glue it to the back side, and it will become a paper clip for you, and then you can have papers coming out. Super simple. Lots of ideas. I used a lot of photos for these. These have a lot of numbers, but this is that set. We'll just go through these so you can see. All of them have fun stitching on it. You can see the cool stitching that I did on those. And that one too. So if you are interested in that also, if you want to just look at my eBay page, if there's anything on there, I sell tons of other stuff too, clothing and a bunch of stuff. But this stuff where I get to create and make things is definitely my favorite thing to do by far. And that's Old Kansas Farmhouse, and I will have that link down below. See if there's anything else I have. I love doing just some clusters too, like fabric clusters. I should do a video on these because these I just love making. Look at that cute little button on the inside. So I love making this sort of stuff just to decorate your journal. I mean, I got tons. This is one of more Victorian bundles, but a lot of them have pictures like that. I mean, how cute for a bookmark, even just for a regular book or for a journaling card. So if you're interested in any of this other stuff, just let me know. All right. Thank you. Have a really, really, really good day.